He had world-class speed.
As a hurdler.
As a hurdler. He could throw the ball, Skip. I mean, he threw for 3,000 yards at his rookie season, ran for over 800 yards. And Skip, he had an 80-yard touch. Remember that touchdown run against Minnesota? He just hit the corner and he was gone. He was gone.
Yep.
Outran the entire defense. And the same thing that happened to him early in his career happened yesterday. He can't stay healthy, Skip. This is only his second start since 2016. He got hurt in his rookie season. He got hurt the next season. He goes to Cleveland. In his first game, he thinks he's a fullback. He tries to run the guy out, and he blows his shoulder up. And yesterday, what did he do, Skip? Hamstring. Can't stay healthy. And what he wants to be is a pass from the pocket quarterback. But Skip, how can you be from a pass from the pocket quarterback when that's not what your offense is? So he would literally need to spend 3 hours a day just doing dropbacks in a conventional set. Well, that's not your offense. Your offense is not predicated like that. And what he didn't understand, Skip, is that he wasn't a pure dropback passer coming out. So it was going to, see, Mahomes is just, Skip, that's all he did was throw the ball at Texas Tech. So him throwing the ball was nothing. He didn't run the zone read stuff. It was just throw. You look at the guys that are the proficient at throwing the ball. Look at Deshaun. Deshaun threw the ball. They allowed him to throw the ball a lot. And RG3 just, he wanted to be Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, and Drew Brees when he could have been the best RG3, and that would have been plenty good enough.
Yep.
But in his mind, he was never going to get the praise, the adulation, the respect that he deserved because he wasn't a drop back. Because even though he won Rookie of the Year, people was heaping praise on Andrew Luck because he was more like Peyton, those prototypical quarterbacks. Skip, I just felt sad because this kid could have been special. And all we have now is like what could have been.
Yep.
And that's all I think about, what could have been.
Yep. Likewise. When RG3 came out of college, I became the biggest fan of his. And I want to remind everybody, he's still only 30 years of age. So it feels like he's been around for 20 years, but it hasn't been that long. But
look at him, Skip. He look older than that.
He does. And I'm with you. Yesterday was hard for me to watch. He wound up 7 of 12 for 33 yards. I saw one brief glimpse of the old RG3.
Yeah.
He got loose for a 39-yard run. I think we have the video of this.
On like a quarterback power.
Yeah. just split him right up the middle. And all of a sudden, I'm saying, oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I remember that guy. Huh. And it got them in position to completely mismanage the clock at the end of the first half.
Yeah,
I don't know how it happened, but they allowed the Steelers to hold down the running
But nobody was in, RG3 wasn't even in a hurry. Like, he should have been pulling people like, come on, guys, we got to get going.
We got to go. And yet he did lob a little potential touchdown pass to Luke Wilson. I thought he had it for a second.
Luke Wilson, Terrell. There's a reason why he's not in Seattle.
Yeah, I know. I got it. So the point is this. Once upon a time on a Saturday night back in 2011, I'm a big, as you know, University of Oklahoma Sooners fan. I had to sit and watch Robert Griffin torch my Sooners. He threw for 479 yards that night in Waco, Texas. 4 touchdowns, no interceptions, ran for 72 more. So that's 531 total yards against my Sooners. And I said, that is special.
Yeah.
And I said, before the draft, that kid's going to be better than Andrew Luck, who I watched a lot at Stanford, and he was a mistake maker. He was a big turnover, he close to being turnover machine-ish.
Well, he was perfect for Bruce Arians because he would risk it. he wanted to risk it.
So I said I would take Robert over Andrew Luck, and he proved me right for that year because you remember under your man Mike Shanahan with Kyle Shanahan alongside.
He was Offensive Player of the Week in his first start against New Orleans. Remember they had it?
He was. And then he was Offensive Rookie of the Year.
Yeah.
They won the division. What a year he had until late in the year, one fateful day against Baltimore, these same Ravens he now plays for. He took off late in the game, 1:56 left in that game on a 2nd and 19, and he ran 13 yards and ran into one Haloti Ngata. Robert, slide, just get down. No, don't do that. Get down.
It's like his leg whipped. Look at his leg.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
I thought he had broke his leg.
I did too. And I said, no, don't tell me. So they take him in the tent. He tried to come back in and play. That was the beginning of the end of what you saw as special. Because he should have just probably called it a year at that point.
Well, Skip, what they wanted to do, they wanted him to take time off. But if you remember, they played Cleveland the next week.
Yep.
First Cousins came in and did an unbelievable job.
He was good.
And Robert says, I'm starting, and the owner told Mike that he was going to start Robert.
Yep.
That was not the original plan. The original plan was to have him take 3-4 weeks off.
So he started the last game against Philly, okay, which led to the home playoff game against Seattle.
Right.
And it led to a 14-0 RG3 lead. And then you know the rest of the story. It was horrendous what happened because it got wrecked beyond wrecked. And then here we went with the second year, the off-season documentary, The Will to Win. And he documented all of his recovery like
he getting married, he going to Kentucky Derby, he doing all the things that's really not... Skip, if you serious about... Look, I'm not saying, look, you want to get married, I mean, I would like to think that, babe, look, we going to do this. But right now, my future is in the balance.
Yep.
Because this is a serious injury for me.
Yep.
And so let's just take it out. Let me rehab. Skip, you don't need to document no rehab. Bruh, and that throw yesterday, Skip, the one that Joe Hayden picked him, that's a trap corner. Now, the Steelers love to play up what we call cover sixes, quarter, half. That was a roll corner. Hayden tried to get McSorley. It was the exact same play. He looked at him and then hit Hollywood Brown, Hollywood Gophers. I'm like, RG3, what are you doing? That's a trap corner. That's cover two to that side, bruh. But Skip,
okay. So he became to me what I started calling RGIII.
Yep.
In Washington, they called him RG Me.
Yeah.
And to your point, his parents, when his father went in to see Mike Shanahan in the offseason and said, hey, we've decided our son is now Peyton Manning.
Yep.
No more run, but we don't want to run the zone read anymore. And I'm thinking, you don't want to run because he's really good at it if he could just learn to slide.
Thank you.
But he wouldn't learn to slide. They even brought in somebody from the Washington Nationals to teach him to slide, and he couldn't figure out how to get down.
And it was Robert Skip. He had the relationship that he had with the owner.
Yep.
I mean, you can't be riding to the game with the owner and with his security detail.
No.
Bruh, you can't be separate like that. But like you said, his parents saw him one way. And think about it. They did everything. They went down there and they talked to Art Browse.
Yep.
And they adopted. Skip, that's not the West Coast offense that he was running. I ran that offense. I know what the West Coast offense is. And that's not it. They had put an offense in especially for him. And that's what good coaches do. That's what good offensive coordinators do. That's not my style. You're going to run my... No. What are you good at? Okay, we're going to build offense around you. No, I want to drop back. Bruh, but you're not there yet. It's a gradual process.
Yep.
Skip, Steve Young had to learn how to throw the ball from the pocket. Because what would Steve do? First option went there. He gone.
Go.
But then all of a sudden, he became one of the better guys throwing from the pocket than was.
No, he did.
But it took time.
Yep.
RG3 says, nah, I ain't got that kind of time, bro. I need this right now.
So for me, Robert Griffin III became the saddest on-field performance story I've ever seen in your league, or really in sports. I'm not talking about off-field tragedy. I'm talking about on-field going from up here to down here, what we saw yesterday. Really? That happened? You're still only 30 years of age? I mean, you should be in the middle of your prime right now.
Now, Skip, they're going to be, they're trying to get, look, they're not catching the Steelers. The division is gone. Skip, you got to hope for the playoffs.
Yeah.
You
They got a shot, but they got a pretty easy close.
Yeah. I mean, basically, they get the Cowboys at home. They're at the Browns. The Browns seem to be hit their stride. They get the Jags. Jags not doing. They're going to look like they're going to face the Giants without Daniel Jones, and then you get the Bengals without Joe Burrow. So it looks like they can win 4. They might win them all. They look like 4 or 5 is very reasonable. Yep. So 10-6, that should get you a playoff spot. But it's Skip. He could have been Lamar. Skip, he could have been Lamar. Skip, he was Lamar before Lamar.
Yeah. I was rooting for him yesterday. I thought it was a big stage for him to rise and shine.
Yes.
No, a lot of the players had mixed emotions about even being out there. So take it over. Go with it.
And I don't hear nothing about this short. Look, you understood that when there was not going to be a bubble situation. Yep. So you understood, Skip, that the NFL is going to do all they possibly can. And they made it abundantly clear and at the beginning of the year. We don't care nothing about competitive balance. If we can contain this, we're going to contain it. So if you lose all your offensive linemen, we're going to have tight ends and wide receivers playing offensive line.
Yep.
So be it. You understood that. The guys are like, okay, we cool with that because we ain't missing no checks. Now, Skip, we got to get them checks.
Yep.
So we going to get them checked. So I'm with Skip. Think about the Broncos. They went out there with a quarterback that was selling lawnmowers 2 days ago at Lowe's.
Yep.
So the NFL don't care nothing about no competitive balance. If they can get this virus contained, you go into play. So they done moved it. They postponed. But nah, bro, you got to get up out there. You can't make no excuses because everybody's going through the exact same thing.